Welcome to Pera's Playbook. This is your host, Alex Pera. Let's open up our playbook and see who our guest is. Please enjoy.
Oh, look at
Welcome
that.
to Welcome to episode 223 of Paris Playbook. Today we're joined by Ken Baldwin. He's an actor, dancer, photographer, fisherman, wrote for Sports Illustrated, Men's Journal, photography. He's done projects with Netflix. We're going to talk about all of it. Played Washington football. So we're going to dive into everything that he's done, but we're happy to have him here for the new year.
How's it going, Alex?
I'm glad we were able to do this. I know we started planning it a while ago.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff you said, a lot of that is ex
Yeah.
dancer, ex actor. I'm
Yeah,
not doing it no more.
it's still fun stuff to talk about though. You know.
Yeah. There's definitely stories, especially in the dancing part and the football part. Yeah, yeah.
Well, why don't we start with like when you were younger, in football. I mean, was football your initial dream?
Isn't it isn't it all kids' dreams? It's funny, I was thinking about that. Yes, but I not in a real way. I think it's just you're a young kid, you're 7 years or 10 years old, and I'm going to be the next Michael Jordan, or I want to be, Steve Largent or whatever. So it was there for a little bit, but not in any real tangible way. Once you get to a place where you can start really kind of planning it out, football wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
There's no way. I didn't even have any say in that. There was just no way.
Yeah. But you still got to play at the University of Washington for a little bit, which is a cool experience.
Yeah, yeah. I use that term very loosely, but no, I did. Look, on the serious side of it is playing ball at the University of Washington. Forget about playing ball, just going through the program, okay? Because that's where a lot of the learning was. And going into a program like that, specifically under Coach Don James, um, that was worth everything. That was worth, I mean, that was the foundation of everything that happened afterwards and why I was able to just approach life, just what I learned from Don James and practicing and playing in that program was a big deal. Um, yeah, it kind of set the foundation. So it was tough though. It was tough.
Teaches you
Especially
a lot
I wasn't built for it. I'm not. You saw me standing outside, you would go, "What were you, a kicker?" Um, and no, I just I was way out of my league, but you know what? It was an education.
Yeah. Teaches you life lessons, a lot of experiences. I mean, you learn a lot from sports.
Yeah, you do. It teaches you, life lessons. Yes, and it teaches you what you can and can't do. It teaches you how you limit yourself until a coach yells at you and makes you do more. Then you go, okay. And I hope, I mean, it just teaches you go the extra yard, to hustle when you don't feel like hustling, to play through pain, to not be so sensitive if someone says, Baldwin, get the hell out of here. Baldwin, you're stinking up the field. You can't, oh, I'm hurt. You can't do it. You just, okay, coach, and you just keep going. So it gives you a thick skin. It makes you resilient. And the funny thing is all those lessons are there. And then you wonder how come some athletes don't transfer them over to their life because the lessons are there.
Yeah. No, it's a good point.
Yeah, I won't be
Prob
late to some. I won't. I'm not saying it never happens, but man, I can't be late to something now because and anyone that I played ball with at the time, we joke about it because Coach James had a thing is like one, it's not your time, it's Coach James' time. It's like Coach, my clock says my watch says I'm early, not on Coach James' watch. It's on his watch. So that was one and two. If you're not 5 minutes early, then you're late was the kind of the thing. So
Yeah,
yeah, that counts for a lot, just showing up on time.
it does. It's important in everything. I work at a high school and we have issues like tardy issues, kids showing up to class late, and you can't tell them, and not like it's important once you get a job to be on time. It does, yeah, well, it's just gym class. I'm 5 minutes late for gym class. No, it's not just gym class. It's the future. It's your
Yeah.
life. It's showing up on time for your job. You're training yourself for the future. Kids just don't understand it.
Yeah, it's a habit. It it lets people know what to expect out of you. So if they want to hire you with a job, go, can I count on this person? 'Cause, it's funny. For a short period of time, I taught salsa, the dance at Santa Monica College. And I remember teaching and dance, whatever, it's cool. But one time I started the class, I said, hey, I want to give you guys a lesson that's going to make you a lot more money. It's going to make you a lot of money, whatever you do. It's going to make you more successful, but you got to do this. And they're thinking, why isn't it some move and dance? I don't understand. And when I got their attention, I said, look, just show up on time every time. Just learn that. And this was in LA, right? Los Angeles. I said, if you just show up on time every time, if you show up 5 minutes early, and if they know you can do that, you know how many people you're going to beat out in a job, especially in the film industry stuff. If they know, if a producer can point at this person and go, this is one less person I've got to worry about on my list. You're going to make a lot more money. Just that one habit of showing up on time. But people can't do it. Yeah,
No.
it's a tough one. So, hey, what's that poster? Who's your daddy?
Yeah, it's like Darth Vader. It was my grandpa's. He gave it to me. He didn't want it
So
anymore. Yeah.
growing up, was your thing sports and film?
No, no. Well, I've always loved movies. Always loved movies. My parents, we had a big movie watching house, family movie nights,
Right.
watching movies together. And
But a
I
lot of sports
actually,
though.
yeah, I didn't get crazy into sports until I got into college. When I got into college, I just like got obsessed with
Was
sports
that
and like
because
loving
of rooting for
sports.
your college team or what? What was the trigger?
I don't know. Well, I think part of it was I didn't play a lot of sports in high school, and when I got to college, you could do anything you wanted in intramurals. You get
Right.
your buddies together and play any sports you wanted.
Right. Right.
So I did everything. We had flag football, floor hockey, basketball. We were a team for everything. Um, but then I just got obsessed with watching sports. All I wanted to talk about was sports. I don't know.
That's a big deal that's a good thing about college. People talk about the value of a college education. It's not so much the education part, but what it exposed you to because just,
Yeah,
now you've got your love of sports. Do you play anymore on the side just for fun?
I like to play basketball still for fun with people.
Yeah, me
Whenever I have the
too.
chance. I don't have the
Yeah.
chance often, but
Oh, really?
I ref basketball now, high school
Hey,
basketball, so nonstop refing.
part of my deal, doing this podcast is like, what did you learn or what's advice or whatever? Man, if you can play basketball and you enjoy running up and court, I would make it part of your religion to do it 3 days a week at the same time. Find a pickup game. YMCA is great for that. They usually
Yeah.
have an afternoon run or a morning run. If you can do it 3 days a week for the next 40 years, seriously.
Yeah. No, no, no.
I still do it. I still do it. I still
Yeah.
run full court. It'll give you a life. It'll save your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
No, I want
really,
to be
really would.
that.
I would just play basketball. It'll do more for you than you can even think of as far as just what it'll do for your health and your well-being and everything. Just playing ball, running up and down and laughing
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know I don't want to give any of that up. I want to be 50, 60 years old still playing. You
and
know?
still playing. And now pickleball, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They just
that.
they just put in new pickleball courts down the road from my house at the park. It's
Have you
just
tried
brand new
it?
courts. Not yet.
Ooh, stay away. It'll ruin you. It can be like a drug. If you like to, I know there's one hand of people that like to joke about it until they do it. And then you have, the Drew Breeses and a lot of those guys. No, they love playing. The tennis
Yeah.
pro because it's addicting, man. It's addicting. It's competitive and it's fun and you laugh and you talk smack and everything. But yeah, I'd try it one time just to see.
Oh yeah, I will this summer because they just finished. So I'm in Michigan. We get a lot of snow, and they
Yeah.
just finished the courts, and then we got snow. So I'll have to wait till the snow
Oh, you
thaws
got to
out before
try.
I can.
Yeah. Get back to me after you try it once or
Yeah,
twice and tell me what you think. Yeah. And then
yeah,
you can come up. And then the funny thing is like, I'm young, I'm an athlete, I can do this. And you get out there and then you get up against a 60-year-old woman, 70-year-old woman, and she's going to smash you. And she's going to be ruthless. And she's going to be like, cut your throat. And she won't care.
yeah,
It's okay. So yeah,
yeah.
let me know what you think.
for sure. So let's talk a little bit about acting and dancing. When did that all enter the picture? After football?
Yeah, when did that's a that's my whole life. When that's a long period of time when it entered. Yeah. So after college, I moved to New York City uh, because of a woman at the time, young lady. So I was chasing that. And but it was in me to go somewhere. I wanted to go somewhere in New York City, and I thought, okay, acting, because I'd wanted to be an actor. I knew that. I'd go to New York, study theater and stuff like that. So I went to New York. Um, just tried to pay rent. First job delivering flowers in Harlem. Uh, Seriously, the dude, you know, I met him and we were working out at the gym or whatever. I still, the one thing to keep my brain right is like, I'm gonna go exercise. I'm gonna go exercise. I met this guy, really like how you doing? How you doing? Where you from? That kind of. In fact, I think his name was Tony. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Kind of guy. And big, thick guy looks like, and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And I said, here in actor. Where are you staying? And staying at the YMCA. He goes, "Why don't you come to my father's flower shop? I'll give you a job. You can deliver flowers in Harlem for like $50 a day." And my room at the YMCA was $30. So that gave me $20 for food and stuff. And I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So, but yes, that got me to New York, and then studied theater, did that for a little bit, got an audition for Die Hard 2, got cast as a terrorist, flew me out to LA, and I was like, whoa, this is nice. The stupid part in my head was, well, that was easy. Is it going to be always easy like this? And so I said, I'm just going to stay in LA. And I think that probably was a mistake too. But I stayed in LA and then pursued the industry for a while. A lot of good things came out of it, a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that sprungboard was a springboard for the next. But at some time, I was bartending at the House of Blues, and the salsa act came on stage. This dude was jamming, just going off. Tito Puente, and he's like the godfather of salsa, is what they call him. And he was just jamming, and people out there were dancing, and this fine, beautiful Latinas just dancing, and the guys, and they were choreographed, moving, dipping, and the whole thing. And the music was great. If you love music, Latin jazz, right? So I'm like, oh, and I'm behind the bar throwing drinks and just enjoying myself. And this couple, I was watching them, and then they came to the bar, and I said, here, let me give you a drink. Let me give you a drink. That was great. I said, how long have you guys been dancing together? And the dude goes, I just met her. I just asked her just now. And I said, whoa, what do you mean? No, you guys like choreographed and you knew the move stuff. And he goes, no, it's like speaking the same language. Or it's like music. We jam. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. Okay, so I put that in my head. And then just months later, something came up. Hey, I'm going to a salsa class, a buddy of mine. And I said, oh, I want to go check it out. And that kind of was the beginning of it. Yeah. That got me into salsa dancing, and then I got really good really fast. I got good really fast. And then and I could tie this back to football if want at some point. Uh I got good fast because of football. And then people started offering me money. Will you teach us? Will you come teach at this club? Oh, will you do this commercial? Started turning into some movie work, some TV work, choreography, traveling, and stuff. It just blew up. Just blew up. So I did that until I got the call to be a fishing guide, fly fishing guide in Alaska. I went and did that. Yeah. So story of
Well,
my life.
before we get there, let's circle back to Die Hard 2.
And anything
Uh,
I'm saying, just interrupt me, man, because I don't want to talk this whole long spiel. Just interrupt me with questions, please. It
sure,
makes it easier for
sure,
me.
sure. So I had a terrorist from Die Hard 1 on the podcast a while ago. I had terrorist from Die Hard 3 on the podcast. So now you're terrorist from Die Hard 2 on the
Wow, that's
podcast.
funny. That's funny. It's
Yeah,
a theme.
it is. It is. I can't get any good guys. It's all the bad guys.
Yeah. So you want one, three, then two.
Yep.
Which one from one?
Eddie. He's the at the end when he's got Bruce's wife there. Eddie's standing right next to him. Then Bruce pulls the gun off his back. He shoots
Right.
Eddie in the head, and then Hans goes out the window. So I had Eddie, Dennis Hayden, great guy, and then
Dennis
oh, what the
Hayden,
heck? Yeah,
the actor,
yeah, yeah.
mustache.
Uh,
Was he on? Was he
not
on? What TV show was he on?
well, he was in a lot of movies, a lot of action
Yeah,
movies.
because I know that name.
Yeah, and then the third movie, um, it's a guy. Oh, what the heck is his name? I'm drawing a blank now. But he was a Hungarian terrorist,
That's funny.
and then I mean, you're obviously our terrorist from the second movie. What the heck was that guy's name? It's gonna drive me nuts. Nick Wyman. He played
Okay.
Matthias Targo in the
Okay.
third movie.
Okay. I don't know if I saw the
So
third.
I actually really liked it. It's interesting. It starts off kind of as a mind thriller type movie. They're playing mind games
Right.
with John McClane. It was a different
Interesting.
twist than the first two movies.
Right. Right.
But so let's talk a little bit about your experiences. I mean, how long did you film? How long were you on set for?
So, uh, I was on set. Okay, so they signed me to a 10-week contract. The whole contract thing was pretty cool. I should have asked, no, I'm not gonna say I should have asked for more money because I wasn't worth it at the time. It was my first movie. But all I'm saying is when my agent said, "Hey, we want this much," they said, "Okay." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, that easy? It's okay. Let's go back and but they jumped right into it, signed me to a 10-week contract. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna film for a long time. I literally filmed for maybe 3 days and I did one voiceover. But they had to pay me for 10 weeks, which was pretty cool. And that's what got me to LA because I'm like, I got money coming in. And yes, I got an apartment. I just stayed.
Yeah. And you're the last guy standing in the skywalk scene until he kills you when
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's just like playing army outside. It literally was. No, it was. It was because the whole audition scene and the line, all that is completely separate than the acting gig. And the auditioning part is a lot harder. It's stressful, it makes you nervous, and you don't know. You don't know. It's just nerve-wracking. But once you get the gig, it's like you just get to play, get to do it. And so literally, I just said, I'm going to do what I did in my backyard or in the woods when I was a kid. I'm going to play army. I'm going to play soldier. Um, and literally that's all I did. And it's funny the way it ties into football. Now, this has nothing to do with me, but if you look at the crew, did you look at the crew of who the other terrorists were?
Yeah.
John Leguizamo
Yeah.
and what's the Terminator guy? Robert
Oh,
Patrick. Robert
yeah.
Patrick. And a guy named something Boone that I see a lot on Batman and some TV stuff. Um, But when a football thing that tied to the Die Hard thing. So you remember the escalator in the film, that
Yeah.
level
Yep.
escalator, and there's four of us there, four or five of us terrorists there. They didn't even say you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Um, they maybe they had it in their minds. They said, okay, uh, run down the side of the escalator, hop over it, and run back. And so one guy ran down there and put his hand on it and put his leg over and kind of straddled and rolled over it. And the other guy did. One guy out of shape kind of put his leg on it and kind of did a belly roll. And I'm just telling you this is the way what happened when I was 20 something years old. Just not that long out of college. I jogged down, I vertical straight up, just hopped it, boom, turned around and came back. And I remember the stunt director goes, "You're the guy. You're going to do the death scene," and that's it. It was it. It just ties into just being ready, being prepared, and being in shape from football. That that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It was pretty cool. And the filming was pretty cool too. It was playing make-believe army getting shot. Um, and yeah.
And were you firing off blanks? Like were you guys
Oh
all just
yeah, no,
firing
that's
off?
just
Was so it's loud, really loud, and
well, I imagine when the adrenaline's going, okay, so the part you'll like is that part of it's pretty serious. You have a props master and you got real firearms and they want you to handle them a certain way and they're not plastic, they're not toys. Blanks themselves can be dangerous. And one, they want to know that you can handle one, or you have experience. And even if you say yes, a lot of actors say yes to things that they're not experienced at with that. So there was tension there with the handling of the gear. Uh, I grew up around guns, so once it came to an action, I was fine. In fact, that scene was kind of improvised. A lot of that scene was improvised. It wasn't the way the script was written because I was just playing Army. I was just playing like a kid. So we had blanks and everything, and when you went out, you shot it and things like that. Um, I think it jam or it ran out. I don't know if that was even part of the script. Uh, but yeah, so real firearms, real blanks. And oh, the other cool thing is off camera. So you see the things when okay, let's say in this scene, I'm there and you see shots hitting next to me and things sparking or whatever. Those are called sparking caps. There's dudes off camera with a rifle shooting at you. And their job is to not hit you and but hit accurately next to you so it looks like bullets are ricocheting. Okay, so they said, look, know what your line is, not lines, but line or your movement, basically, and don't move side to side because you don't want one of these to hit you. And I said, okay. And then he said he squibbed me with blood on my shoulder, my collarbone, because that's what it's going to look like. The blood's going to splat on camera up, right?
yeah.
And he said, okay, when you get shot, don't put your, don't like react like someone hit you in the gut and you double over. Don't put your chin onto your neck or onto your chest because that squib that's rigged on your collarbone is going to explode and the blood's going to come shooting out. So if your neck's on, it's going to explode into your neck. Now, not it's going to decapitate you, but still enough to like, don't do it. I did it. Of course I would. And then your adrenaline's going and you don't hear the sounds and you're fired up. So I didn't feel it at the time, but later on it was enough to abrasion a little bit of cutting, not cutting, but just drops of blood, whatever. It impacted under the neck and it's like wow. At the time I didn't feel it, but it's a rush. It's probably like paintball, just playing army and being shot at and shooting and stuff like that. Um, yeah. Yeah, I
That's
didn't even
cool
think
that they
to give
had
me that line. I just made up the line on the spot. I'm going to kick your fucking ass. Said it
yeah.
on the spot because I was because my gun jammed, right? My gun jammed and everything.
Yeah.
I just got it. It's like, I'm going to play this for real. My gun jammed. I hopped and they didn't really tell us what was going to happen to him. So
Yeah.
when I saw the thing, him laying down, I just looked at him and said, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. So then a few days later, I get a phone call and it's like, uh, I forgot what the name of the terminology for the studio where they record voiceover and stuff. But he says, you said that line. And I'm like, man, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know. It came out of me and I didn't know. And he goes, no, no, no. It's fine. It's good. In fact, we like it. The director likes it. Now you got to come in and because you weren't mic'd, you're going to have to voice that line. And I was like, okay, like we don't know. It's your first movie, but you act like you don't want to sound like an idiot. Oh, okay, I'll do that. So I went in and we did voiceover work with it and everything. So it's kind of tough recreating when your adrenaline's going at top speed, and then you've got to start from ground zero, going, okay, get pumped up and do it like that. Uh, that wasn't the
That's
easy.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
was it was fun. It was being paid to play Army.
Yeah. That's cool about this the spark, like them shooting. I didn't know that. That's neat that like there's other people around you kind of like creating the shots that are going off.
Yeah, it makes sense now that you hear it, and it also for me it made it real. Like I'm being shot at, you know. And then you do the thing you used to do in football, like then you take it personally, like these fuckers are shooting at me. I'm gonna kill him, right? You play that game and stuff, but it's real because you don't want to get hit by one of these things, and it just amps it up. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's dive into the whole fishing side of your life. So you after salsa dancing, you said you went to Alaska. You started fishing guide.
Yeah, so I danced salsa for a long time. I got my living. I made a living dancing salsa for a long time, like maybe 12 years, 13 years. Um, and so I could kind of, things were going well. I could set my own schedule. I could, do what I had to do if I needed someone to substitute whatever I was doing, whether it was choreography or performance or teaching. And I get a phone call and it's like, hey, you want to come? And I've been fly fishing since I think 9 years old. I've been fishing since nine. I started fly fishing at about 12. Um, and I got a phone call. Hey, you want to come fly fish Alaska? Guide, you want to come guide in Alaska? We needed someone who knows how to fly fish because we're starting to get a lot of requests for this, and nobody here does. And this was, I don't know, 2002 maybe. And as I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to fish Alaska. And it was a tryout for like a 2 week tryout. So I said, yeah. And I'm thinking, I'll go for 2 weeks and I'll just fish. I'll just fish. And then afterwards, yeah, I might go back. They probably won't ask me back. And I'll like, okay. But I just wanted to get the experience of fishing Alaska because if you're a fly fisherman, that's a dream destination. So I went and I got done and I didn't just fish, though I fished way more than I should have. Uh, Way more. I shouldn't even fish at all. I learned later that you don't fish when you guide. But at the time, I didn't care. And the guy says, hey, do you want to come back next year? And I was like, uh, ask me in a couple of months. Let me think about it. Because I had a blast. And it's Alaska. I don't know if you've ever been there or know what it's
Mm-mm.
just, it's the last frontier. It's out in the tundra. It's wild and it's big and it's everything that, you think it would be. So I said, ask me a few months. And I didn't think I would do it. But then a few months came by and I'm thinking, and now I'm in LA, okay? And LA is not my favorite place to live. So um, I'm thinking of Alaska and I'm thinking of Alaska. And guy calls me. And so I say it to myself again, I'll commit to a month and a half this time. And I won't do it after this. I'll get back to my dancing and stuff. So I did it a month and a half. That was it. I just told him right off. I said, look, I'll come back for the full season next year. And I did that after that was a second, I did that for 18 more years of just guiding in Alaska and yeah, just fly fishing and guiding or just fishing, period.
How
And
did the writing part come in then for like Sports Illustrated, Men's Journal, all those
that was
places?
okay. So I'm going to give you the as fast as I can version, and then you can ask questions because I don't. Uh, Within that time of guiding, I had also decided I want to make a TV show. So I made that show, Season on the Edge.
Yep.
Uh, and the cool thing guiding in Alaska is 3, 4 months out of the year. So I had the rest of the year, and I had aired one season on NBC Sports, and then it was picked up by a few other cable stuff, and then it got picked up some countries around the world. So I did that for a little bit until just I, I didn't make calls that I should have. That an agent came in and messed it up for us, so we lost the show, I think is what you would call it. Anyway, it just didn't work out, and it was my responsibility in the end, but I just shouldn't have involved this agent. So um, that happened, and then so I went back to guiding as the main gig, and then I moved to Charleston. Oh, a buddy of mine uh, let me know that hey, we need someone over. They need someone over at Men's Journal. They're going to write about. So I'm writing for Sports Illustrated now. It's a full-time thing for me. So they said they were looking for someone to write called something fishing with Men's Journal or something. I don't remember. Um, and I had just gotten married, so my wife was like, "You don't have to leave this way. You don't have to leave for 4 months. It's cool." And I told her, "Yeah, you're going to regret that, but um, you don't have to leave for 4 months." So I said, "Yeah, I'll do this. It'll be nice. It'll keep me involved in fishing. I can use all the creative stuff that I acquired over the years of filming and photography and writing and everything and editing, and I can find it in writing." So I did that. And then someone at Men's Journal left Men's Journal and asked if I wanted to come along to Sports Illustrated. I said, yes, I'll do that. I think they were closing down the fishing stuff in Men's Journal anyway. Uh, yeah, in fact, I know they were, and I know they did. So I went to Sports Illustrated, and that's what I'm doing now until they tell me don't do it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw in that link you sent me, some of your more recent articles. You did like
Yeah.
gear reviews for winter, for Christmas, like gear, different stuff, reviewing things. But how often do you put out an article?
I I'm putting out 2 to 3 a week. I should put out more. I'm supposed to put out more. I'm not a fast writer. I kind of write every day. If not, I'll take a day off. But even on that day off, it's just on my mind. It's in my head. I'm thinking about it. And is even if it might sound like complaining, it's kind of what I dig about it. When you do something, whether it's creative or sport, it's you're just in it. It's not part-time, it's full-time. If you're in something creative, it's full-time, whether it's playing basketball or painting or whatever, cabinetry, carpentry, uh, woodwork, anything like that. I think not everybody, but I know for me, I like to be in it full-time, just the way my brain works. So I almost write every day, but if not, I'm something, whether it's photography or thinking about it or coming up with articles. A lot of stuff I write on the walk. I'll be walking around and I'll just put it into a voice thing. So yeah, yeah,
And you do quite a bit of photography too.
yeah, yeah. I've been doing that since like 1996. Um, so I do. That's a big part of it. So yeah, yeah,
You
and that
worked
takes up a lot
on
of time.
you worked on Our Planet, you said? Or part of Our Planet too with
So Our
Netflix?
Planet 2 did an episode. Had happened to be on the river that I guided on in Alaska, and that river, that area of Alaska is world famous for their Alaskan coastal brown bear population. And it's also famous because that's where all the salmon go. And this one area specifically has an extra thing, which is they have freshwater seals. It's like one or two lakes in the whole world that has freshwater seals. So this episode of Our Planet 2 was going to do the salmon migration. They're doing, the whole Our Planet 2 thing, I think, was on migration. So they were going to do the salmon migration and the things that get in the way, which is the, the freshwater seal is one of them and the coastal brown bear. That river, I had guided in by that time, probably 14 years. I filmed my TV show there, and I'm come from film and television production, and I do a lot of bear photography there. So the bear photos you saw, a lot of that was there. So someone had mentioned my name to the production crew out of England, the Netflix production crew, and they said, "Hey, this guy, he's filmed there. He does photography. He worked with those bears there. He's around them every day." So they approached me and they said, "Hey, here's a job for you. You're going to be our bear security. You're going to help us find locations because you know where the bears are and how to set up, and you're going to help us set up. So you can help us location. You're going to do bear security and bring your camera and get as many good shots as you can because we might use some of those in marketing stuff," which they did. So I was like, "And I don't have to take people fishing?" And they said, "Yep." I said, "I'm there. Sign me up. Sign me up." So
That's cool.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Bear photography became a big thing, and I think if it wasn't for this writing, I would do that. Bear photography is pretty cool. I enjoyed being around those. There's something there for being around those bears. There's definitely something
Yeah.
special.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of fishing?
Yeah, no, I can't answer that. I can't. That. Okay, if you said what's your favorite music, I can't do music. I can't do fishing. I probably can't do food. Do I have some favorites? Because I think if you over time, if you indulge in enough of it, like enough kind of music, it's like you can't. How do you choose?
You
How
can't.
do you choose? I can tell like whatever. I tell you what, whatever. If I'm fishing for smallmouth bass in uh, the Lower Niagara, that's my favorite, man. I love this is the best. And then if I go to the Amazon to fish for peacock, oh man, this is my bet. This is the best. This is peacock bass are my favorite. I just whatever fish I have on, I think. Um, yeah, those striped bass is up there. That is one that I would be hurt to lose. Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know, do you fish? I'm just thinking like, is there
Yeah,
more? But yeah, do you
yeah.
fish?
No, yeah, I grew up fishing. I'm in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, so like we've got a lot of lakes and
I want to fish
rivers
that
and
area so bad.
yeah.
I hear
I grew
great
up
things
like
from it.
I grew up stream fishing, find little streams, go for brook trout.
Right.
Um I've got an uncle that's got a boat rigged for like lake trout fishing in Lake
Smallmouth
Superior.
bass, though, right? You fish for smallmouth bass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
A
would
lot
be
of
my
people
thing.
fish for walleye up here.
Yeah.
Um, depending on where you go. But yeah, my parents have property on Lake Superior. So like we'll go down there and my uncle will put his boat in the water. The Ontonagon River is good for walleye. And then you can go out into the lake, go for lake trout. People will fish off of depending on break walls and stuff.
Right.
When the time is right, people go for whitefish, different stuff. I mean,
I
there's so
heard,
much fishing up here.
yeah, and I always hear how beautiful the upper
Oh,
Michigan area is, right?
so
Stunningly
beautiful. Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, and get a
Yeah.
cabin and stuff. I'll tell you what though, and I grew up, you know, regular fishing, and I'll fish anything. I'll fish a chopstick with I'll fish a puddle with a chopstick if I thought I'd catch fish. So if you've never fly fished, um, yeah, that's a different one. There's kind of sports or there's athleticism involved, even if it's just your arm. Because you see these guys, they don't look like athletes, but there is a movement oriented, some will say dance, gymnastics, whatever, rhythm to keeping that line off the water, having it technically go straight, and then land properly. There's a big movement involved that's really nice. It really feels good. And if you play ball, if you like, especially basketball, if you hit 3-point jumpers, it's a fly cast can feel the same way. A long fly
Yeah.
cast can feel the same way. And it takes the same kind of technique. Um, so you might get a kick out of that one. And then you
Yeah.
hook fish on that, then it's done, then game on.
Yeah. I'd
And you
love to
got
try it someday.
you really should, and you're in the right place to do it. I mean, even brook trout on a three weight, get a three weight, get a small light fly rod,
Yeah.
you'll catch brook trout, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. So yeah. Huh.
Yeah. I'll
What
have to
else?
try for sure. So, looking back on your life, I know you said you can't pick favorites, but like between the acting, the salsa, the fishing, is there a certain portion of your life that you enjoyed doing one of them more than the other?
Wow. Wow. Hmm. Is there, you know, the TV show was really cool because it brought kind of everything I did came together in that one thing.
Yeah.
Um, I, I don't know if I'd do it again. Someone would have to approach me with a really kind of not a special offer, but a setup to where it's like, because that one I kind of did everything. I did a
Right.
lot, a lot, and it would need to be a crew that I trust, people that I can count on, and then there'd have to be more strategy. That one I might think of. I know this isn't the question you asked, but if I had a fantasy career, like you could do anything you want in your
Yeah.
life, I'd play NBA basketball. It,
Really?
it would be basketball. Yeah,
Really?
that like I said, I became a serious gym rat after college, and playing that game, man, it's the best game.
Oh
It's
yeah.
the athleticism, the fluidity, the rhythm, the flow you can get going, especially if you're on a team that jives together. You make passes and stuff, and then if you hit if your three is on and you're stroking really well and everything, that feels great. I'm sure I mentioned like it's a golf swing, but there's something about the team part. I'd want to play in the NBA and just run up and down the court and get paid. But I don't care.
Yeah.
On the bench, just That would be the fantasy job. Writing is cool because I don't have to really answer to anybody in an immediate way. It's
Yeah.
kind of my thing. Uh, yeah, dance was cool at the time. Dance was really cool at the time. I was single, so that was, yeah. It's not something you want to do when you're older though. But at the time, it was really cool. There's travel and there's just, look. Tell me a career that is in or around music that isn't cool, right? Because you're around music.
Yeah.
You're listening, you're dancing, you're moving to music. I mean, you get paid. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And music, I love music. I know some people aren't big music people. I've talked to people, "Oh, I don't love music. I like silence and I hate silence. I love music. I always want music on. I
Well,
love various types of music."
there's a lot, right? What you just said. There's a lot there. There's a lot to unwind there. Okay. So the one part I love music is that's a book. That's cool. But also I- maybe it's an age thing. Maybe if you get older, maybe you'll love silence. Because I know a lot of people that don't like silence because they don't want to hear what's in their head. They don't want to hear those voices. So, or they don't want to stop because they don't want to, but you don't know, maybe silence is later.
Well,
But
I guess like I would enjoy just sitting by a stream and just listening to the stream, but to me that's not silence because I've got the noise of nature. So like
oh yeah, okay.
that's okay. Like I like that.
You wouldn't
But
bring
like I don't
would you be one of those fishermen that would come out to the river and then bring music?
No, I've never brought music with me fishing, no.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, like the sounds of nature. I love the
Yeah,
sound of flowing
right.
water, like a
Um,
bubbling brook. It's
you mean just
yeah.
dead silence, like just
Yeah, like if you're just
nothing.
at your house, like I want music going. If I'm doing chores, if I'm sitting on the
Oh
couch
yeah,
reading, like I'll
yeah.
put classical music on if I'm reading or doing something that
See, that I can't
like,
do. That I
oh
can't do. I
really?
can, like when I'm doing stuff, man. My thing is, I love that. Yeah, that's a great time to. It's either music, it's a podcast, or it's an audiobook. That to me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've just, this is like a treat or a gift. I get to sit here and listen to this. Um, but if I'm reading or if I'm eating, I can't listen to music because either I want to sing to the song, like I like the sound, whatever, either that, or I want to enjoy the food. But I can't, or if I'm reading, either I want to enjoy what's there or sing, maybe classical, but I can't. Yeah, music does too much to me to like, I can't eat this food right now. This song is great. Listen to the song, man. This is an amazing song. Um, so yeah, I tell you what trips me out though is I don't understand. So teenagers, right?
Yeah.
And then you're in college and you're in your 20s and you're hanging out, you're jamming to music, you're listening to music, you're talking with friends. Oh, did you hear it? Oh, there's this, and all this music is there and you're feeling it and it's great. And at some point, I don't know if it's 26, 20, 32, 36, like you get in a guy's car and it's like they're not listening to music. And I was like, when did that happen? When did you stop listening to music and why?
Yeah.
You're gonna die. It's gonna kill. Something dies if if you're not connected to it still. And not even today's music, there's a lot of music out there. Spotify. So don't even worry,
You
like,
find anything.
today's music. Well, then don't listen to it. But don't stop listening to music. I don't get that. I think something dies inside. I mean, Frank Sinatra, just go listen to that, especially if you're gonna get
Yeah.
depressed, but go listen to that. That'll really, yeah, yeah.
What what kind of music do you like? I know you
I knew
said
you
you
were gonna
can't
ask
pick a
that.
favorite. You said
I
you
knew you
can't
were
pick a
gonna.
favorite, but
I got everything, everything. I think probably the only thing. I mean, everything: rap, hip hop, salsa, country, real country, country when it was called country and western, opera, classic, uh, samba, Italian, everything. You rock, classic rock. You just probably won't find anything metal or real slashing, loud, like I'm angry, pissed off, and breaking stuff. Kind of. I'm mad at the world.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't have that, and that's not saying it's good or bad because it is. Uh, it just doesn't resonate in my whatever that thing is that people connect to. And
Right.
it's different, it's different.
I was listening to some this morning. So,
Metal
but
and
I
stuff like that,
also,
right?
yeah, but I also like classical. I like, classic rock, folk. I love, some of my ABBA is one of my favorite
But you still
groups
have that
ever.
metal energy, right?
I love Jim Croce. He's one of my
Oh my
favorites. I
goodness.
love Jim Croce.
Yeah. You know how he died, right?
I don't remember. I know he was like 42. Or he was young.
He, he
He
died
was
in a
young.
plane crash.
Yes, yeah. He was like in his 40s. He
Yeah.
died really young. He had a lot of music before he died,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
but
listen to
he
stuff like
way
that
too
too.
young. Yeah.
Um, so have you ever done a mosh pit? That's metal, right?
Yeah, I've gone to many metal concerts and I've never gone into the pit. I've
But
watched from outside.
that
Oh
is,
yeah.
yeah.
I've never wanted to do that. Jump in with a bunch of strangers just beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, yeah. I could see some guys, that's their thing, but I could also see being there, standing next to it and just going, I'm going in just because you get fired up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It starts next to me. I move a little bit over and watch.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say you're standing next to one, right? And it's going, and
Yeah.
it's going, and the music's jamming, the music jamming. People are firing up, and it sounds great. And then you're watching, and you're seeing one guy in there that's a bully, and he's just like clocking guys and just kind of not doing it right. You can see he's just kind of being a bully.
Yeah.
Would that fire you up? It's like, I'm going in. Like,
Maybe, maybe.
I'm going to get that guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
See,
I
I could see that
usually
happening.
usually people are I feel like most people do it right. Right? Everyone wants to have a good
No, no, no.
time.
That's not my question. My
No,
question
no.
is if you were that guy standing and watching and you saw
Oh
someone doing
yeah.
that, would that fire you enough to go, I'm going to go play?
Probably not. I'd
Oh,
probably
come
say
on.
he looks like a jerk. I'm gonna stay out of it.
That's like hockey. No, that's just like hockey going like
Maybe.
the
I don't know.
enforcer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can see that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so
No, but I
music.
love all
I
kinds of
can't answer
music
one
too.
music though. I have a lot of
No,
music.
I can't either. It depends on the time of year. It depends on my mood. Like I'll be really, really into something for a long time, and that's all I want to listen to.
Yeah, I do that.
Recently for me, it was Bob Dylan, Jim Croce, John Denver, Gordon Lightfoot. I was like, just that's all I wanted to listen to. And then, in the summertime, it'll
Do you
be,
ever listen to James Taylor's list of
oh
music?
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think
Yeah,
who
he's
else
great.
I'm kind of like that. A little softer, but there's some of his stuff that's really good. Um, yeah, I don't know why it
Yeah.
made me think of this country guy. Have you ever heard of Jamie Johnson?
No.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And a songwriter, man. Some stuff that makes you want to just like cut your wrist. Um, oh, geez. It- he he's a country guy and he's got a great voice, and I think, for I found him when like country got really, really bad there for a second. About I think the bad of country ended about 3 years ago. This is just my opinion. Like I know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. But there was a period of like 8 years maybe where country music sounded like pop radio or like their audience was 13-year-old girls.
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
was horrible. It was horrible. It literally sounded like bad pop music to little girls. And and then they tried to do this rap thing with it, and it's like, stop. It just was horrible. Then I heard this guy named Jamie Johnson who was just they wouldn't really play him on the radio though he has a good voice for radio. He's got that quality of voice to it. So he's not creatively out there. He's just good. His voice is great. But I guess he didn't do the song and dance that they wanted or whatever. But uh, his stuff is really good. And I think that it's right along the line, same lines, because you can see Chris Stapleton coming out of that, or I'm sure they came up at the same time or whatever, but the same kind of vibe, the same kind of honesty and a good sound. versus whatever that other stuff was. So it
Yeah.
almost lost me. Like I could listen to cool thing about country, it's cool to listen to the older stuff. So while that stuff was going on for 8 years, I could always go back to Merle Haggard and Randy
Oh
Travis.
yeah. Oh, I love Randy Travis. It's such a shame that he can't sing anymore because of his
That
stroke
whole
that he
story is
has.
amazing.
Yeah.
That whole thing is amazing. I love Randy Travis' song, but the way his life turned, he should put that in country music. That'll make anybody
Yeah.
cry. That's
Yeah.
now he's got source. Now he's got like, okay,
Oh
I've got something
yeah.
to write about. And that's kind of what that's the stuff Jamie Johnson writes about. It's kind of this like there's Randy Travis, then Randy Travis went through this hard time. It's that hard time that Jamie Johnson writes about. Um, in fact, Randy Travis did a song with Jamie Johnson, a remake of I don't it was one of his popular ones, like this new kid coming into town kind of thing.
Hmm.
Forgot the
I'll have to
song.
look it up.
Oh, it's a great song. And the one with Jamie Johnson great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Chris Stapleton. Uh
He's
yeah.
more yeah, he's more raw and authentic and than true country than a lot of that pop crap you were talking about.
Well, see, but that's just it. That pop crap ain't true country.
No, it isn't. No.
Jamie Johnson and Chris Stapleton is true country.
Yeah.
And like I said, Merle Haggard and stuff, they told the truth. And the thing about Chris Stapleton, he can just flat out sing though. He can just flat out sing. Did you see him do this the national anthem, I think it was?
Yeah. Yeah, he's
He
it's impressive.
a lot of people saw him for the first time in that and was like, okay, who's this guy? Yeah.
Yeah. There's friends of my parents, they've gone to see him in concert like 3 or 4 times. They just love going to see him. Every time he's somewhere, they just go and see Chris Stapleton. They
They
love going
they've
to
seen
see
him
him.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, in concert. They just keep going to Chris Stapleton
Wow.
concerts. They love him.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd like to do that. I'd like to see him one time. I'd like to see him one time. I'd like to see Jamie Johnson in a small place, in a small joint. Um,
I like small venues.
yeah, yeah. And then his kind of songs. I've got your email. I'll send you some Jamie Johnson stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll have to.
Yeah. Especially what was this one about? He did one on drug addiction, how he got busted. Um, oh man, I wish I could remember that lyric. Let me think of it and I'll get back to you and I'll give it to you. I might even send it to you. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Well, why don't we wrap up the podcast on what do you have in the works? You have any big fishing trips planned? Are you just you got anything big in the future that you're working on? Any
uh,
specific articles you're going
I'm
to be
writing every
writing?
day. I'm writing every day. Right now, I'm writing on something on the lower Niagara River that I fished. But so I just write every day, photograph, and then I go on fishing trips. And I will start traveling again in February. And then once spring and summer comes, I get hit full time to go to different places. None of this is complaining. This is all good
No.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll go to different places to fish and everything, and then just write about it as I go along. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's about, I'm building a cabin. That's a big
Right.
out project, building a cabin in West Virginia. Yeah,
Okay.
that one I'm
Yeah.
excited. That one's going to be
That's
pretty cool.
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think
Cool.
that's it. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I appreciate you. It's been a pleasure.
It
Appreciate you
was
hopping on.
it was fun. I will send you some Jamie Johnson music.
Yeah, please do. I'll check it out.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for more episodes soon.